Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energies and the numerology around the upcoming full moon partial lunar eclipse that's occurring on November 18th or 19th, 2021, depending on where you live within the world. Before we get into the highlights, I want to just mention, of course, that this is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so let's take a look. So under this full moon partial lunar eclipse, we have several energies being illuminated. We have the energies of 19-1, 35-8, 18-9, and 34-7. These are the ones that I'm really focusing on. So those of you who identify with the Pleiades, the Pleiadians, as I do, this is also a time when a gateway or a portal is open between these realms. So be on the lookout for important downloads, vivid dreams, profound dreams, potent inspirations, and guidance around this time. Okay, so let's begin by taking a look at the 19-1 energies. This is such a beautiful vibration. So in tarot, this would be the equivalent or the energy of the Sun card, which is one of the luckiest, most beautiful cards aside from the Star card. But it's such a beautiful, powerful energy. So think vibrancy, lust for life, connecting to your inner child, as well as anything related to your wounded inner child may come up around this time for healing. This is a powerful love vibration. So you could see sort of over the next few weeks, big rewards coming in, finally coming in, right? New love or taking a current partnership to another level. Much that occurs under this vibration can be incredibly fortunate. This is a beautiful energy to gather with friends, family, loved ones, but also to meet new people who may hold a very special place within your heart in the future and ongoing. So this can be also a time where you sort of feel this renewed sense of freedom within your life. Creative expression can be explosive in a really good way at this time. Run with it. Don't hold back. This is such powerful energy. You have that powerful life force energy of the sun behind you with this energy. So again, think of this energy as very passionate, loving, powerful, childlike, and a time for intentional action from the heart center. And I use the word intentionally. So just make sure that the actions that you take are coming from a place of intention. It's what you actually want to take action on, right? Okay, so then we have the energy of the 35-8. This ushers in recognition around business partnerships, business endeavors, or things that you do out of passion, right? It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be paid for it, but this is a very material focused energy, very much so around like business success, that sort of thing. This could be a time when you meet a business partner who will have a profound impact on something within your business, right? Or something that you co-create together could be very impactful, not only to self, but to the greater community or even the world. This is very powerful energy. This is a really good period for almost anything happening. This is a time when if you think it, you can do it type thing. It's very supportive energy for anything happening. So you can also find at this time that things that were previously sort of under a lull or felt like they were at a really slow turtle pace really pick up sort of lightning fast speeds at this time. And now you're going to need to prioritize to find your balance. So with this quickened pace, we'll need to be very cognizant of how we are using our time and our energy, and that we're creating space and being very mindful about creating space for self-care and rest. And you may think, well, I've things have been in a lull. I've been, in the stillness and resting. I'm ready for things to pick up. And I understand that, but there needs to be the balance. Otherwise we have burnout and overworking, and, it can lead to toxicity on the other extreme. So we just want to make sure that we are finding our time and space for self-care and rest during this sort of quickened pace. 35-8 is a money vibration. So you could see an increase in salary at this time. If you play the lottery, you may win the lottery. This is a very potent energy for inheritance at this time as well. So if you or settlements happening, like some kind of settlement going through and you seeing the rewards of that. So if you are waiting on sort of funding for something, this is a great energy for that to come through into your experience over the next few weeks. This is exciting, an exciting time. This is exciting energy. New demands professionally or related to, again, your passions could happen now. So again, it's going to be up to us to not let ourselves get burned out under this energy, which can happen really quickly. Think of like a fire being ignited and just going full force, right? It can move through that fuel very quickly. And so we just want to make sure that we're keeping ourselves refueled as we need to. Think of like temperance, right? So again, this can be a very exciting time, and it can be very exciting with this new fast pace, but stillness and rest are going to bring the balance to keep us healthy and strong so that we can meet the new demands at this highest, at our highest octave, so that we're not running ourselves ragged through this new, whatever this is, an endeavor or, promotion or whatever comes up for you. I just want to make sure that you're taking self-care into consideration. But again, this is a great energy for sort of balancing your finances, or getting a surplus in your finances or your resources or something along those lines. Opportunities may come up for you to take advantage of that can again take your finances and your resources to a place of surplus. So this is really powerful, beautiful energy for that. Then the illumination of the 18-9 brings in that much needed divine feminine energy of healing, stillness, dreaming, and self-care. So in tarot, this energy of the 18 is represented by the moon card. So quite literally, under this full moon eclipse, we have both the masculine energy, the sun card, and the feminine energy, the moon card, being represented. So the balancing of the divine feminine and divine masculine energies within and collectively will definitely be highlighted in a big way under this illumination. I believe so. So interestingly enough, just yesterday I did a live broadcast exactly about this, about the rise of the divine feminine energy and balancing out those divine masculine and divine feminine energies from within, and then seeing that take place from without. I went into quite a bit of detail about that over on Instagram. So if that's something that you're interested in hearing a little bit more about, then go ahead and follow me over there and check that out. I literally just posted it yesterday. So it's interesting that we have this illumination coming up in just a couple weeks that is really, I think, going to be highlighting this and bringing it to the forefront. So very interesting. So under the vibration of the 18-9, we tend to have a focus on evolutionary growth and development for the individual and the collective. We are only responsible, or can only take control of, self, right? The individual. And so it's up to us to balance those energies from within and pay attention to what's being highlighted to show us where that balance needs to take place. But as we do it for the individual, then we start to see it within the collective, because again, we are all part of the universal circle. We are all connected. And so that vibration grows as more people find that balance, and it starts to knock off into the collective. And so I think that's what we're starting to see here as we, that really started at the beginning of 2020, and now we're just continuing to see it grow and evolve. So again, this vibration of 18-9 is going to focus or hone in on that evolutionary growth and development for the individual, as well as the collective. And, it's kind of like transformation doesn't come all at once, but rather it progresses gradually. And typically it doesn't happen when things are still and quiet. It happens through the chaos, right? There has to be a culmination. There has to be a sort of boiling point that forces us to get out of the pot, right? Before we're boiled. And so collectively, we can definitely see that happening. And again, it's something that will take time, but it's just going to keep being illuminated and keep being illuminated until we continue to do the work and sort of get ourselves out of the pot, right? That's boiling. So this is going to be a time when healing forces are sort of at play beneath the surface. So again, it's just going to be important to create ample time, ample space for rest and the stillness. Find your equilibrium wherever you can. This can feel sort of like tug of war energy with so much masculine energy circulating with that 19-1 and that 35-8 energy. But again, it's going to be all about balance and equilibrium. Pay close attention to your dreams during this period, as well as new plans, new ideas can come in quickly and quite profoundly at this time. And be sure to write them down so that you can integrate them when you feel ready to do so. But the biggest thing to sort of take away from this energy is to just know that, because things are going to be happening so quickly, and there's going to be a lot of excitement, and there's going to be a lot of sort of forward movement, and it can feel like it's at a really fast pace. So I think one of the key things to really take away from this forecast is it is going to be up to each one of us individually to find our center, to continue to come back to center, find our peace, our tranquility, our stillness, make time and space for rest and rejuvenation. That's going to be so incredibly important. And really, what's interesting is because this is an eclipse, it's not only, and this is just sort of the feeling that I get, but I don't believe this is just the illumination for the next couple of weeks until we hit the new moon in December, which is, I believe, also an eclipse. Anyway, I think that we're really going to have these energies circulating pretty hot and heavy until we hit the next eclipse in Taurus. So this is something, again, this feels like an ignition. This feels like a rapid ignition. And so I believe that we're going to start to see things come into light very, very quickly, but over a prolonged period of time. I could be wrong, but of course, that's just the energy that I'm feeling around this. This doesn't feel like quick energy as far as it comes in around this illumination and then it's gone in 2 weeks. Or starts to fade within the 2 weeks. I really feel like we are being prepared for something here, and again, evolutionary growth, right? And so that takes time. So we could be feeling this intensity for quite some time, but in a good way, right? This is good. This is motivating energy, and then that's why it's so important to continue to find your balance and your equilibrium and your stillness throughout this. And so finally, we have this 34/7 energy. And this is a time when we will see potentially messages, settlements, communications, big inspirations, all coming in very, very quickly. The energy around this is so quick. It's a very frenetic energy. It's just very, very fast moving. And so again, it's going to be up to us to harness that energy and make it work for us, so that we just don't feel like things are, like we feel like a hamster who's got all this energy running on a wheel that we can't expel. We need to harness this energy and really work with it, because this is incredibly powerful energy. And what's interesting is it can feel almost like there's no in between. Like we go from like this lull to this like quick, fast-paced energy. And so it can be a little bit off balancing, right? Like we can just feel like we just all of a sudden entered into a hurricane, but in a good way. So it's just up to us to make sure that we sort of mitigate that energy in a way, just to make sure that we're working with it and it doesn't just completely steamroll us. So again, this is very fast-moving energy. So think of a way to think about this is think of that spark that hits gasoline and how quickly that fire erupts. So again, you may see under this 34/7 energy, You may see information or clarity coming in really abruptly now. And then you can figure out what to do with that information, and you probably will need to do so quickly. This can also stir up stagnant energy. So where you will either feel re-energized around this energy and motivated, or, you could look at this stagnant energy sort of being revitalized and find ways to release it, right? So and change directions, because it's sort of muddying up your vision. Maybe it was something that stagnated for a reason. Could be a relationship, it could be around money, it could be around resources, it could be around a job. But maybe it stagnated for a reason, and now you're just kind of hanging out there in stagnation. And so this energy is going to sort of stir all of that up to either, again, revitalize and motivate you, or re-energize you, right? To pick it up and run with it again, or to release it, to find a way to release it, because it's only muddying up the vision. So clarity is going to be coming in strongly now, and things that need to be brought to completion will seem to do so really easily at this time, to make room for the next experience, the next thing that needs to come in on your journey. This is very progressive energy. So only that which can keep up with the momentum and the evolution will remain. The rest will need to be completed and released, which will feel more like a relief at this time, I think, rather than a loss. So it's kind of like the universe is giving you exactly what you need to release whatever this is. And I think it's going to just sort of feel like a relief. So this cycle really, this 24/7 energy really sets the wheels in motion for this, and at quite a rapid pace. So again, I think that for whatever this is, it's going to be one of those situations where we're sort of thanking the universe, like, finally, whatever came in so that I can make this shift that I've been trying to make and couldn't make for whatever reason, and then it got stagnated. I just feel like that's going to be coming to a head now, and there's going to be ways to easily release whatever that is. And again, I feel like that's going to feel like a weight's being lifted, and that you're sort of breaking free from the cage, like a little caged bird, and you're going to be able to fly much more freely with this, and very quickly, right? It's kind of like you're leaving the cage into the windstorm, but in a good way. So this is really powerful, beautiful energy for this illumination. I'm actually pretty excited to see what this brings in. Again, I feel like this is going to be an initiation, and I feel that it's going to be a fast-paced initiation, but I do feel like you're not going to see everything come to culmination or fruition, obviously on that day, right? But you're going to feel the initiation, I think, and you may even feel it leading up to it a little bit. You may even start to feel it now. But I do think it's going to be something that's going to be progressive, but that's going to take a little bit of time to evolve. But I do feel like the evolution is going to be fast-paced as well. So we'll see what it brings in. I hope it's a beautiful full moon, lunar eclipse for you all. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for your love and support. I will see you all again soon. Bye for now.